What do you think about the announcements?
I don't know. I think they're pretty strong. Do you?
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting about it to you?
I think they're going after Kubernetes straight up, right? I mean, that's basically what they're doing. And it's very interesting that they're ignoring Mesos completely. And it's predominantly going after Kubernetes. So I think it's mostly, what I think of it is like, the piece that everybody thought was the monetization is part of the actual Docker itself. So now it becomes like saying what is exactly the layer that people want to pay for, which is probably support, and which is the same thing like Mesos is going after. They pretty much open source their entire DCOS.
Right. So why do you think they're ignoring Mesos?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think there was no. I think what is really going after is the concept of what Kubernetes was: service, mesh, overlay networks, all of that stuff was all part of what Kubernetes was. And so this is pretty much almost like on par with what Kubernetes is, right?
So how do you compare the two environments?
I don't know the details.
I mean, how would you have compared Kubernetes to the Docker environment before these announcements?
I think the biggest thing that Kubernetes had was the whole concept of rolling upgrades, concept of kind of like a software-based load balancer on top of it. So these were the things that didn't exist before, and people had to use all sorts of things, to kind of make that work on Docker. But now that's all part of native Docker itself. So it makes it very compelling. And if you want everything to be native, why go after another external layer? It's part of the Docker itself. So that's going to be the draw. And so the question is, how many people will kind of, if they've already made some decisions on certain orchestration layers, how many people will move over? If not, are the new people all going to adopt this and kind of old technology becomes legacy? So that's the question, right? So it's just that Kubernetes has proven scale, so they have about 1.5 years of production. So we run Kubernetes, we run on ECS. We have not tested this layer yet, so we'll see. We'll definitely, our positioning is we are the Geneva of all of this. We will support everything. Wherever the customers want to go, we will support it. So we'll have to go back, and we have our work for the next 6 weeks to get this all packaged up. So Shippable supports all the new announcements natively.
So you need to support all those announcements natively.
Yeah, you have to, right? I mean, our value proposition has always been that we are a unified pipeline between heterogeneous source code to heterogeneous endpoints. So whatever those are, we don't care, because customers will want some sort of a notion of a pipeline to make that work. So if you suddenly say, I don't support something, then your pipeline becomes less unified than what it is supposed to be. So we have to support everything. That's part of our challenge, as well as that's the value that we provide to customers.
So for the world out there, explain Shippable how do you explain Shippable, to your customers?
So our whole value is we help you ship quality code faster, and the way we do it is we have a unified continuous integration, continuous delivery pipeline that connects heterogeneous source control providers to heterogeneous targets, whatever they might be: cloud, on-premises, orchestration, non-orchestration, it doesn't really matter. And the big thing that we are doing right now is we are the only platform that's declarative in nature. Everybody else is imperative. And making it declarative makes you future-proof. So you don't need to change your pipelines every single time a new announcement like this comes online. Like, for example, the moment we support the new announcements today, all it is one config change, and you can be moving away from whatever you were using before onto the new Docker platform. So that's basically what declarative means. That's the platform that we have.
Great. And so now it's a matter of integrating that declarative platform with the new Docker.
Yes, it's adding a new type to our declarative platform. So today we support ECS, we support GKE, Mesos, Azure, Triton from Joint. We support all of that, OpenShift. So we support all of this stuff. Now we need to add another option and let the customers choose where they want to send their workloads to.
Well, it's good to catch up, Avi. We'll have to follow up soon.
Cool, awesome. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks.